Let's go.
You're online, we are online. Okay. What?
Yes, okay.
Very good. So, welcome guys back to our second AMA session just before the start of the main sale of the SafeDroid ICO. We had our first one this afternoon, and in case you are watching basically the videotape version of this one, the last AMA session just before the start of our main sale will come up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tomorrow 1 p.m. CET. So many dates now going out, and the main sale will start at 3 p.m. CET tomorrow, Friday, February 9th. So just that we all have the dates right. Before we jump into the community questions, which you guys, by the way, can ask now using our Telegram. If you should not already be a member and be watching this one, please just go to Telegram, join the group named SafeDroid, and then there you can just easily type in your question and we will pick it up. So our community managers are basically circling back the questions from the group here so that we can pick them up. Toby, by the way, maybe some of the guys don't already know you yet, so why don't you introduce yourself a bit?
I'm Toby. I'm one of the founders and the CTOs and the whole team for the UX, the tech stack, and stuff like that.
Very good, and I guess most of you already know myself. I'm Yasin, founder and one of the founders and the CEO. And now let's jump into the most frequently asked questions which we had over the last days. One, of course, is around the topic at which exchanges are you guys getting the SafeDroid token listed at? As you may have already noticed, we announced it just yesterday. The first exchange which we announced is HitBTC. So of course, this is not going to be the only exchange, no question about this one. We have the strategy to list the SafeDroid token at many well-renowned and bigger exchanges. So this is only now the first one which we announced. Further exchanges up to come. We are currently talking to basically all of the top crypto exchanges, which you can see in the most active exchanges according to trading volume. So we are working understand the key priority of the community over the next days or the next weeks on announcing, since this is one of the most frequently asked questions, we wanted to put this one first one of the session, and then the other one, of course, is now about really how can I participate in the main sale, which starts tomorrow 3 p.m. CET, and how do I buy the tokens, and what about the reservations? And maybe Toby, because you've designed the full system, you can let the guys know where to buy, how to buy, and what about the reservations.
Okay, so let's start with the reservations. So if you have done a reservation, you will get an email from us tomorrow exactly at 3 p.m. CET. So no need to hurry because you will have 10 hours to pay your tokens. You will have all details in that email describing what you have to do. So just read the email carefully and then do your payment. If you have not done any reservation now, you can go to the website ico.safedroid.com and only there, nowhere else. And yeah, click the purchase button. There will be a huge purchase button in your login area where you then can purchase the rest of the SVDs which are still available, and then also go into the payment process and confirm your payment at the end.
Yeah, and I think one question which has been coming up also was, can I actually change the payment method? Is that possible?
Yes, you can change your payment method. Also for reservations which have been done. One question about that was also because we have only the 10-hour time limit, what happens with bank transfers? Because bank transfers usually take a lot longer. And is that you can confirm your payment by uploading payments to the payment at the end.
Yeah, so it would be good actually if the banks could be faster. I think blockchain can be a solution to this one, and crypto payments. But unfortunately, most banks, if you're using fiat and doing a SEPA within Europe, the SEPA area, or classical bank transfer from even further away, then this will definitely take some time, but no issue here. Once you upload the confirmation, it's basically all done, and the tokens will be secured for you guys. So I think this is important to understand, that everybody has the full flexibility of changing payment methods, because one question, of course, which is in these days of having volatile crypto exchange rates out there, is also how do we deal with the exchange rates. And I think most of you guys already know our token, the SafeDroid token, is denominated in euros. So that means that one token essentially is sold, of course, is what will happen if I pay in Ethereum or if I pay in Bitcoin, and how is the exchange rate being determined. So maybe you can just explain to the audience how this will work and how we go about changing exchange rates over time.
Yeah. So we have a fixed exchange rate in our system, which we will change 4 times a day. So whenever you visit the website, you will see what your current exchange rate is. We are creating that or calculating that by going to the biggest exchanges out there and calculating average around that. And your exchange rate will actually be then fixed in this moment when you do your payment. So it's not the moment when you purchase your tokens, it's the moment when you pay your tokens, and we will look into the block time, which block had your payment then in the system, and we will use that exchange rate.
Yeah, so we do believe that this is actually a very fair system in order to take account for what was the actual value of the crypto being transferred at this very point in time. For it's a fair deal. You basically know what you are getting then, and therefore be updating this on a regular basis. Another question in conjunction with basically purchasing the SafeDroid token and doing your payment was, how can I pay for it? What is accepted? And we've already told it's fiat and crypto it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if you are planning to use fiat, there are basically 3 different types and how you can pay. The first one we've already mentioned, takes a bit longer, is the classical bank transfer. The second one, and this only works if you are in Germany or one of the neighboring countries, which is enabled to also use supervisor. So this is a very fast and very convenient way for respective countries. The other one, card will be implemented on our website, and the only thing is you need to make sure that your credit card offers the special security features. Maybe you can just briefly explain what this is about, because old-fashioned credit cards which do not have the security feature will not be accepted.
So the security feature which is required is 3D secure. So you will need to authenticate yourself in the system once more. You should know that already if you have used it. If you haven't used it yet, check your credit card if it supports 3D secure, because we can only accept these credit cards.
Yeah, so that actually essentially means if your credit card is not working with 3D Secure, you guys should actually check for an alternative payment solution. So in this case, it does not help to really repeat credit card payments over and over again, because actually the reason for declining the payment is that the credit card does not feature the 3D Secure security level, right? So in this case, really please select another means of payment. May it be that you go for classical bank transfer, or that you're using Ethereum or Bitcoin. Works alternatively both fine, but credit card in this case will just not go through, just to make this very clear. So I think this these questions around purchasing the token come up very often this time. And then also what is there is then, of course, once I've completed the payment of the token and now want to receive my token, how does the minting work? And we have something maybe some of you already discovered inside your profile. It's called the minting mode. But many questions around that. So what, Toby, actually is the minting mode?
So I would like first to explain what minting actually is, because
Good one.
not everyone knows what minting is. So minting is the process when we transfer the tokens to your wallet. And as we have a lot of first-time contributors to an ICO, they are not sure how this really works. So we've implemented 3 different minting modes. The first one is the classical one. You can just mint all tokens at once when you have set up your wallet. The second one is the trial minting. So what we offer you, you can mint only 100 SVD first, and then make sure everything has worked out in your wallet. You can see the tokens, everything like that, and then just turn the switch over to mint all tokens. And the third option is actually to leave your tokens in the SafeDroid wallet, which will then also be available in the SafeDroid app as soon as that feature is released in the middle of this year.
Exactly, and I think for this one, especially the test minting, this is just meant to provide all newcomers. It's a service from our side in order to be really sure that everything just works out fine. And also, we have offered and are recommending as a suitable wallet for all of you who have not yet signed up for a wallet, the My Ether wallet. You will find a very easy to understand how-to video on our YouTube channel. So this really shows step by step a click through on how to basically set up your My Ether wallet and then how to receive the tokens. I think this is also one thing. If you're not yet have set up a wallet which is compatible with an ERC20 token, which you can basically use. I think these were a lot of questions which were coming up over the last days. That's why we would want to put this up front first. Feel free to now also submit us the community questions, and we can now jump into this section of the AMA session here. Also, in the meanwhile, before we start answering, what we want to also let you know is that basically the main sale, as it starts tomorrow, because this was also one thing, we received some questions, can I actually miss the start, or is the start then open for everybody at the same time, or is there somewhat of blockage because of the reservations or whatsoever? I think what's important to take into account here is that basically at 3 p.m. CET tomorrow, the main sale is open and starting for everybody, right? So there is no basically priority only for the reserved tokens and then only savedroid.com. So basically, whenever you are registered there, you will automatically receive an email that now the crowd sale is open and you can start purchasing the tokens. And also, because as in any other ICO, there are of course scammers around. We are doing our best to fight these scammers, but please do help us on this one. So if some people should approach you on Telegram and on the other channel, letting you know that there is a private sale going on and you can grab some discount, this is just not true. So please be clever, be smart, do not follow these people. The only official platform you can buy the SafeDroid token at is ICO.savedroid.com, only with your registered email account. And please be aware, no of our admin staff in the Telegram will ever contact you. They will only facilitate you in order to contact them. So if you get approached unsolicited by any guy claiming to be an admin of the SafeDroid community, this is scam. So please don't listen to these people. Please don't engage into discussions with these people. And please, for whatsoever reason, never ever buy any tokens on a different platform or from someone who tries to get you to another wallet or contract address, because this is definitely scam and all your money will be lost in this case. So please help us fight this. And if you should recognize that some people are trying to do this, please report also to our community managers that we can try to remove these scammers from our community and keep the community clean. I think this is very important to also have a safe environment inside the SafeDroid community, and we're working hard on this one.
There's also one thing to add. Yeah. There are even fake Telegram groups and channels out there. So the only official channels and groups are at SafeDroid. That's our SafeDroid group where everyone can participate. And the other one is our Telegram channel. That's at SafeDroid ICO without any spaces, dashes, or anything in between. That's where you will get the latest news. Anything else is not from us.
So one question I'm just receiving here from the community is, can we try your current app? So yes, the app, the SafeDroid app as it stands today, is available for download in Google Play internationally. It's there available in English language. However, so you can feel free to download it. You need to know that the app currently only works with a German current account. So it's required that you connect our mobile app with a German banking account. So if you have not a German banking account, you can actually not use it. Still, you can download it, you can have a first glance, but since there is a clear onboarding process, you are not able to complete the onboarding process, so you cannot really use the app. This is just what we need to say very clearly up front, that there are no wrong expectations to what kind of extent you can already use SafeDroid on an international level. This will then only come once we, our office doc is just here bombing the video. The international usage of the SafeDroid app will only be possible after we launch our crypto savings use case, because then you will be able to connect the SafeDroid app with your credit card, which you're already having, and then you can use the app in every country you're at. The app will then also be fully available in English language, and then thereafter in the next steps also will be customized for the bigger markets in local language. So yes, you can download it right now, but it's not really usable outside of Germany at this point in time. This is what we are clearly stating. One question also connecting to the app is, will it be able in the future to pay with our app through basically using NFC or other technologies in offline shops? So what we have currently implemented in our application is a prepaid credit card. So it's essentially a MasterCard debit card on a prepaid level. And this one is today already usable in the online world, so any online shops. And once Apple Pay and Google Pay will be available also on offline shops across the world, then yes, this virtual MasterCard, which we offer in our application, will also be usable in shops in the offline world. So in this case, then yes, whenever we go international and when their Apple Pay and Google Pay will be available, you will be also it will be also possible to use our MasterCard, which is inside the SafeDroid application at the point of sale, so at the stores. And I think this is exactly the value proposition which we are also working on then, once the card will be able to auto-convert crypto back in fiat, that actually you have the full user experience in the SafeDroid ecosystem. You connect your current card, you connect your credit card, you have the automated savings of small amounts of fiat into crypto. It's auto-converted, it's stored in the SafeDroid wallet, then you use your SafeDroid credit card in the shop at the point of sale in the offline world, and then the crypto will be auto-converted back into fiat, and you have basically a seamless user experience within the SafeDroid world without all technical complexities which are there today. And this is what we are building now up, and this should then work starting from 2019. Exactly. Do we have more questions from the community at this point in time? Otherwise, I think one other question we can answer in the meanwhile is basically around what is the use case of the SafeDroid token, right? And how does the price of the SafeDroid token will come about in the future? So the SafeDroid token basically can be used for two things. The first one being is it's a means of payment. It's a utility token. So basically you will be able to pay for the service fee which we will charge for the crypto savings features inside the SafeDroid ecosystem. So that means that the users will then pay using the token. We will collect the token, and the token will have a built-in deflation mechanism. And this built-in deflation mechanism means that essentially tokens. And then secondly, you can of course use the token for free trading on all the exchanges where the SafeDroid token will be listed. So paying inside the app for our service, the classical utility, and then also freely trading the token on all exchanges where it's going to be listed. And now, of course, the key question is, how does the value come about? And if you now look to the exchange trading, because this is where the value of the token will then be determined, there it's all about supply and demand. And as I've just outlined, the supply will decrease over time because we are burning tokens through the built-in deflation mechanism. On the other hand side, how is the demand gonna develop? So the demand will substantially be driven by the user growth of the SafeDroid platform. So the more user we onboard, the faster we grow our community, the higher the demand for the SafeDroid token will be. And this will then basically translate on the crypto exchange to a higher demand for the token. So these are the key drivers of supply and demand: the burning on the one hand side, reducing the supply; the user growth on the other hand side, increasing the demand. So beside of that, of course, also what has an impact on the price of the token is, of course, the development of the whole crypto scene, of the macro environment for cryptocurrencies in the market. And I think for all of you who want to experience in more detail how the value development of the SafeDroid token can look like in the future, we do offer on our webpage an Excel model which can be downloaded. And in this Excel model, you can basically simulate for yourself. It's very easily made. You just need to go to the tab dashboard, and there you have some arrow keys, and you can basically fine-tune the parameters. And by fine-tuning the parameters, you will see how the sensitivities are for the expected future value development of the SafeDroid token. So you can just play around with that for yourself, and you can find out how the sensitivities are for the SafeDroid token future value development, depending on the individual parameters which you can adjust inside the model. This brings us here to the next question. It's related to what I've just been explaining. Burning. Here's the question: what happens when there are no more tokens left, right? So of course we have designed the model so that it will be viable for significantly more than 10 years. So of course, if the token number decreases, right, we have firstly the flexibility that our token offers 18 decimals, right? So the token can be broken down basically very, very tiny bits and pieces up to 18 decimals, which are there. So even so that the number of tokens will be significantly decreased and does not work anymore. So therefore, the number of tokens we are now planning to issue, in a total up to 10 billion tokens, this will be good for at least more than 10 years. So therefore, there's not going to be an issue around that. And then, of course, once the system may in one point of time reach a point where the number of token is just getting that small that even the 18 decimals are not working out anymore, then typically in this kind of model of token design, you would go for a secondary token sale. So basically generate a new generation of tokens, which would then replace the existing generation of tokens, and thereby you would basically renew your system, and basically the tokenization would just continue with another type of token, and then the SafeDroid ecosystem would basically switch from the old token generation to the new token generation, and the remaining all tokens could be inter-exchanged. So therefore, the system at the end continues, and in one point of time, you just have a secondary offering, but this is quite a time away. Exactly. And for the token, I think also one question which is popping up always once it comes about the burning is basically what proportion of tokens will be burned, right? And here it's basically a it's basically a variable part which will be burned. So in our model, we have taken a key assumption, but at the end, we have some degrees of freedom adjusting the burning ratio. This can move up, can move down. Since we are not a market maker of our token, we will not actively trade our own token on the exchange. This is basically our tool in order to react to the market situations by increasing and by decreasing the burning ratio of the token, and thereby basically reacting to the trading which is happening at the exchange, as we will not trade directly the token as a market maker. This is important to understand. Exactly. And now here is the question: pre-sale recap. How many tokens have been sold in the pre-sale, and how many investors? Exactly. Yeah, we had disclosed this. So just to inform the guys who are now coming just lately, in the pre-sale, we sold 500 million token. The pre-sale was sold out in 7 hours only, so tokens went quite fast. And we had more than 3,800 backers already in the pre-sale. Of course, now we have the expectation that it will go much beyond that. So just to give you a slight preview, we had more than 10,000 people who were able to take advantage of the reservations of token. So the number is expected to go manifold for the main sale. For the pre-sale, we were really overwhelmed by the community support. Very honestly speaking, we would not have expected that the pre-sale would be sold out in only 7 hours. Just some anecdote on this one. In the beginning of the week, when the pre-sale started in our Telegram group, we had less than 100 community members. When the pre-sale started, it was like 4,000, 4,500. And by the end of the pre-sale, so only 7 hours later, it were already more than 9,000 members in the Telegram group, right? And by today, it's already more than 32K members in the Telegram group. And that shows a bit how the community has been growing over time. So we are really looking forward now to the crowd sale tomorrow when we can start at 3 p.m. We hope that the full community now, out of the 32K members which we are now having on Telegram, can really spread the word, that the community gets really active. By the way, once we are talking about this topic, you can basically, if you're already a member of the community, you can profit from all the bounties which we're having out there, right? So it's really worthwhile spreading the word. Please have a look at Telegram, sorry, not Telegram, wrong on this one. Please have a look at bitcointalk.org. In our main thread. I think you can easily find it there, right?
You can easily find, you can also just go to ico.safedroid.com, log into the system, and then you have the link to the bounty directly in your dashboard.
Right, that's even easier. And just click there and learn about all the different bounties which are there. So it's really from spreading the link, inviting friends, to basically retweeting and sharing our social media content. And this is a way how we can also participate in our community work and spread the word and help us to make the SafeDroid ICO even more successful. And we're really grateful and thankful for everybody spreading the word. I see here one more question coming up. How basically does SafeDroid differentiate from other apps now also offering crypto investments? And I think there are a few out there. There's Coinbase, of course, where you can purchase cryptocurrencies. There is, of course, also Revolt, which is in the market. I think for us, if you're really looking to our use case, there are two things which is very different from what others are doing, right? So firstly, for us, we really want to address people who are not yet part of the community. And we are doing this by basically offering a crypto savings plan. So the full idea behind that is not, we don't want to offer a trading platform. We don't want to offer a platform where people are going saying, look, now I learned about Bitcoin and now I would want to put some 500 euros or some 10,000 euros. This is really not the case. Our case is that basically people who think crypto can be a good alternative asset in order to also set up a savings plan, come and use SafeDroid. They have some few cents being saved today, a few euro tomorrow. So high frequency, really small amounts. So it's about micro savings, which will then be auto-converted. I think this is the first very important difference to all the other systems out there, really enabling barrier-free micro investments for individual users, having a high frequency of savings, so some 50 cents there, some euros the next days, and thereby basically making it barrier-free and also making it long-term. So it's not about short-term speculation on a value increase, but it's really about building up a long-term savings plan and then participating in the long-term value development, right? So it's more for the hodlers and not so much for the traders. This I think is one important point which differentiates us. And the other point which basically derives from this is that on our platform, we want up to build a peer-to-peer network. And the peer-to-peer network is going to work in a way that basically we will aggregate as a platform the single savings of all of our users, right? Because it would be a big challenge if I now would just want to invest 50 cents in Bitcoin, or if I would want to invest €1.20 in Ether, because then the transaction cost would be extremely high. And so what we want to do is basically aggregate all the savings transactions of our users on the platform and gonna net this on a peer-to-peer basis, and then only have the delta being traded on the crypto exchanges, and thereby really helping to bring down the transactional cost. And we believe that these 2 points, so making it barrier-free for the users and then having a peer-to-peer network where it can really get all the network effect in our ecosystem leverage to bring down transactional cost, will enable us to be really a differentiated offering on the market, be a differentiated offering also in terms of long-term investment in getting new users to the crypto community, rather than what other players are currently doing, focusing rather on one-term purchases of cryptocurrency or focusing on trading. This is not at all the place where we want to play, because I think there are significantly more players in this space already. So we don't want to replicate this, but we want to create our own unique ecosystem. And that's our vision, to really bring in users for the longer term, for the bigger goal of making cryptocurrencies a real alternative to fiat money. And we personally believe that this cannot be achieved by trading. Actually, I personally believe that trading is actually even hindering mass market adoption, because it creates volatility. I believe we need to take out volatility from the market in order to make it also mass marketable. And this is where SafeDroid wants to help, to really broaden the user base and to change basically the way people are interacting with cryptocurrencies, not making it a short-term investment, but making it a long-term holding. I see here one more question coming up. How does the app save the user money technically, connect to my bank account or credit card? Yeah, exactly. I think this is a good question. Maybe for the ones who now joined late, we already briefly described at the beginning. So how is it working today inside of Germany is basically you download the app, you connect it to your checking account. So you grant the app a reading right to your checking account, and then our algorithm will detect the savings potential. So the algorithm will look at money coming in, money going out, and then autonomously decide, okay, today you can save some 50 cents, today, tomorrow you can save €2.30. And then once our algorithm detects these savings potentials, then we will basically trigger a direct debit from your checking account through our partner bank, which is Wirecard. And then the money is technically speaking being direct debited from your checking account to your savings account, which is held at our partner bank Wirecard, and the funds are really going physically from A to B. And the savings account at Wirecard Bank are also in the name of our users, and they are fully deposit insured, so it's completely risk-free. Nothing can happen. SafeDroid can never touch these funds, right? And in the future, basically, once it comes about crypto savings, and once we are talking about international users, exactly as already proposed, it will be the case that the users will then connect their credit card to the SafeDroid application, and then SafeDroid will charge the credit card, and the funds are being withdrawn from there, and then will be auto converted, and the crypto will be stored on the SafeDroid wallet. So basically, it's basically cloning the existing systems just for crypto by replacing the checking account inside of Germany to the credit card internationally, and by replacing the Wirecard savings account with the SafeDroid wallet. But the logic is alike. It's always a system where fiat is being transferred in, and then it's stored securely at the second account or wallet in the future once it's then converted to crypto. Exactly. Hopefully this answered the question quite well. I'm not so sure if there are any more questions in the community. Just looking over to Lucien, our lead community manager, if you have some more questions coming up.
Can you explain the matching of the transaction compared to savings?
Sorry, this was a bit too low in voice. I could not understand.
How we convert the savings to crypto?
Yeah. So the question, if I got it right, was how do we actually convert the fiat money into crypto, right? And here, the system, how we want to operate is basically, we will charge the credit card and then basically withdraw the funds from your credit card account. And this, of course, we will not do only for one user, but on the very day, we will do this for all of the users on our platform where we had a savings transaction on their account. So there are going to be many transactions of all the users, and then all the funds which are taken from the credit card will then be aggregated on our platform, right? And at the same day, also, of course, other users who are already with SafeDroid, they may want to convert back their crypto they have already saved into fiat. So basically, we have then the two sides of users who want to convert from fiat into crypto. And on the other hand side, we're going to have users who want to convert back from crypto into fiat. So then what happens on the platform is basically we aggregate all the ones on both sides, and then we match the two sides. And then, of course, one of the two sides will be bigger than the other, right? So either there's going to be a positive delta in the sense that additional fiat will need to be converted into crypto, or it's going to be the other way around. Additional crypto will need to be back converted to fiat. So now this delta will then be channeled towards a crypto exchange we are having a B2B partnership with. And we are planning to have many B2B partnerships with different crypto exchanges. So in order to be able to then channel all these delta transactions to the crypto exchanges which offer the best bid and ask spread and which offer the highest liquidity. And this is basically how the system works. It's an aggregation over the users. It's a netting across the user base, and then only the delta shall be traded on different crypto exchanges offering the best liquidity. And this will ensure that we can offer also very favorable rates, that we can ensure low transaction cost on the SafeDroid platform. This is then really leveraging the value add of the SafeDroid ecosystem in the sense that the user will get the best deal for the crypto investments. This is how we want to go about this one. Exactly. I think this is it for the moment being. Yeah, I see Lucia is just smiling there, so I think it's no question at this point in time which we can answer. This brings me also to the end. Thanks so much for again participating in this AMA session. Don't miss out on the last one. It's your final chance to get your question answered in the AMA. Will be tomorrow 1 p.m. CET, Central European Time, German time. If by then you should have your questions not getting answered here, or you have a question later on, just join our Telegram channel. Make sure to join the right one and not any fake Telegram channels. Ours is just SafeDroid. So you just download, if you're not already having the Telegram messenger, download the application, then search for the SafeDroid group. Just join it. There you will see that there is a lot of traffic going on. Our original group has more than 32,000 members already, so you will easily spot the right one. And then there, our community managers are there for you, answering your questions 24/7. So this is the place to go if you want to learn more. If you want to discuss with other community managers, just join our Telegram, please. If you want to learn more about the bounties, you can do that on ico.safedroid.com. In your user profile, there's a link to it, to all the detailed bounties we are having. And then, of course, don't miss out on the main sale starting tomorrow, Friday, February 9th at 3 p.m. Central European Time, so German time. And all of the guys who have already signed up with your email, you will be notified by an email once the main sale starts. So no chance to miss it. And then for the guys having the reservations, please keep in mind the reservations are good for 10 hours. So we'll have 10 hours of time in order to complete your payments. Again, here you will receive an email. So we have really tried our best to inform everybody, to keep everybody updated throughout the whole process, that nobody can miss a deadline. We tried to make this as convenient as possible for you. So what's left for me is only to say thank you to the community so far. The support has been great, and please keep it up now for the last hours before the start of the main sale. Spread the word, invite your friends to join the community, and help all together to make the SafeDroid ICO a success. And therefore, we are really being grateful. The whole team says a big thank you, and we are looking forward to tomorrow. And we are fully energized as a team, even so we have only slept very few hours for the last days because we are working very hard to make this a success. But we are highly energized in order to pick it up tomorrow and to see the main sale starting at 3 p.m. German time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, and see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.